Good morning. Hey now. Welcome to part 2 of our Girard City Podcast. Our first one was done back in November. And I'd like to talk about some of the things that we've done since that first podcast in November. One of the big projects we had was a Christmas in the Park. And Christmas in the Park took place the weekend before Christmas. We had a big snowfall for that one. And while a lot of the volunteers in the recreation department were worried about it, it turned out to be perfect because it was like a Hallmark card with the snow everywhere and the decorations we had put up. And so I just want to give a big shout out to the vendors that came. They all were very supportive and had a great time and promised to come back next year. The kids that showed up and the families that showed up and had a wonderful time, and everything for kids was there. Everything that was there for the kids was free. So if they wanted cotton candy or pizza or whatever, it was free to them. That's a big part of what we're planning on doing, is offering as many free things and better services to the people in the city of Girard. So a lot of those people have promised, the vendors have promised to come back next year and want to come to some of the other things we're going to be starting up here, which I'll talk about soon. But a big shout out to the Helping Hands volunteer group who helped our recreation department, and Mike Cardero. Mike Cardero, the recreation director, does a great job. And he comes up with ideas all the time, and I probably agree with 95% of them. The ability to spot a good idea is what I'm proud of. I don't necessarily have to have that idea be mine. So an open mind and always being cognizant of being cost effective is important. But we're able to do that with the help of a lot of donations from our business community too, so we want to thank them as well. And Christmas in the Park, we've already booked our vendors for next year. I think it's going to be November 29th, which will be actually this year. And we're going to be doing some additional things this year, so it'll be exciting. I think there will be carriage rides will be offered, thanks to one of our businesses in town that offered to sponsor it. It's kind of expensive, but they've offered to pick up the tab on it, and we really appreciate that, and I'll let you know who that is in the coming months. Since we last spoke, also, we've done some things in negotiations with our water, and et cetera. But at this point in time, I think it'd be a good time to cut to the company spotlight, which this month's company is Soft Touch Furniture. Megan Vickers does a wonderful job and is very supportive of Girard and Girard City Schools, and we love Soft Touch Furniture.
My name is Jeff Kay. I'm the Vice President of Soft Touch Furniture. We are a custom manufacturer of hospitality furniture. We make booths, tables, chairs for restaurants, hotels, casinos, common area seatings in hotels. So we are all custom, so there's nothing off the shelf. We build it to what the contractor wants, or the architect, designer. So there is no inventory here. It's 100% custom to what the customer needs. So this business was actually started about 50 years ago, and it was based off of residential furniture, refinishing residential furniture, reupholstering residential furniture. It then grew into the owner redoing restaurant furniture, redoing booths in restaurants, so reupholstering them, not necessarily building them. The owner started seeing that the booths that he was coming in contact with and reupholstering weren't that good, so he decided he was going to start building his own booths. So he started building booths for restaurants, he started getting some chain accounts, and it grew the company in that. Before, it was guys would cut wood by hand. Now we have machines that cut everything, we have engineers on staff, so he's grown the business quite a lot. He has since stepped back. It was time for him to retire. So his daughter, Megan, has taken over the business. And you can see what we are today from how he started. Why do we pick Girard? Well, this building's always been here. The owner owned this in a previous business. So he's lived here. He raised his family here. This city's always been great to us. The times that I've been here working with the city on different projects, keeping us informed of what's going on, taking care of our needs. Megan, her family lives here. They go to Girard schools. It's a great community. We don't have anything negative to say about it. It's a good school system. Housing market's great. It's just a good community to be a part of. What are our jobs here? What does the business entail? Again, we're a custom manufacturer of hospitality furniture. We service all around the country. So we ship from here to the East Coast, to the West Coast. We shipped overseas. A couple months ago, we shipped to Japan on a job for the U.S. military. Like I said before, we have engineers on staff. So what we'll do is we'll get, a quote request from either an architect, an engineer, a design firm, or a restaurant. And we then take that quote, we turn it into shop drawings where we'll draw up all the pictures and the design of the booth or the tables or the chairs for the customer. The customer will then approve it. We will then cut all the material on a CNC machine. So it's a large wood cutting router. Then it goes from there, it goes to our wood shop. So the craftsmen at the wood shop will build the booth or they'll put together the table or the chair. Once it's done there, we have a finish shop. So they stain all the booths. Any finishing wood that we put on the booth gets stained. Once it's done with that, it goes to our upholstery shop where it gets the foam and the upholstery that's either picked by us or the customer. The upholstery shop then follows the drawings. So there's different designs of upholstery that we have. There's different methods of upholstery we have. In our showroom, there's 20 different booths. Again, we're all custom, so we do what the customer says, but we have some standards that they can pick from. They'll upholster the booths. We have final assembly here where the guys will quality control everything. They'll check everything, all the measurements. They'll put everything together final, and then we'll wrap it and we'll ship it out to wherever it has to go.
So I want to talk about, we start a program where we pick employee or employees of the month. They have to be nominated by their immediate supervisor or their supervisor's supervisor. So this month we have two well-rounded employees that do a great job for us. One of them is Randy Weibel. Randy's been employed for 25 years now, I believe. And Randy works at a wastewater treatment plant. Randy, you'd think he's 30 years old. The energy that he has is unbelievable. So give him a task and he's going to finish it to completion and then ask for the next task. So Randy's a great guy. I've known him. I actually coached Randy when he was in Little League, so that tells you how old I am. But our next employee of the month, we had two this month, is Officer Robert Williams. Bob does a great job for us. He's a school resource officer up at the high school, and he's developed great relationships with the students, the faculty, the staff. They all love Bob. He's there for them, and they know it. He's developed a level of trust, which is exactly what you're looking for in your school resource officer. So thanks to Bob Williams, our second employee of the month. Other things that I would like to touch base on are the fact that we were negotiating, since I last spoke with you, with the City of Niles on the new water contract. We have since signed that contract, and it's in place, and we're locked in for the next 20 years, which is, we've got the best rate that Niles offers to anybody, including Trumbull County. So we're very fortunate to have worked well with the Niles administration. I want to thank Mayor Mankiewicz and the administrative staff at the City of Niles for a good, open, honest, and fair negotiation. Some of the things we're going to be working on moving forward are coming up real soon is the Easter egg hunt. So we started that last year and look to expand upon that this year. We found that we try to tweak things to, you look at what you did and then you figure out what problem areas you had. I know we had some kids that didn't get Easter eggs last year, so we have to control that situation a little better and make it age appropriate, so separate them by ages, etc. So you learn from your mistakes. Very similar to the Christmas in the Park, we learned that we don't need 4 hours. 2 hours is plenty, as long as it's when it's dark. So we're probably going to go from 5 to 7 for the Christmas in the Park this year. But so we've learned from that. We've learned from the Easter egg hunt. So that'll be coming up in April. And I think it's April 12th, I want to say, but I'm not certain of that, so I shouldn't have even mentioned that one. But other things we're working on currently, we just finished our assessment of our downtown, and that's taken a number of months. One of the things I know that came out of that assessment is the fact that, and I've been a fan of this all along, is increasing our parking downtown by going to angled parking. So once the snow is cleared and springtime finally gets here, eventually, we will be going to angled parking downtown, which would double the amount of parking spots downtown. It's a simple and quick solution. We still know we have additional parking needs downtown. I've been working with a number of different people that are looking at bringing their businesses into town. I wish I was at liberty to talk about them because it's exciting, and it's the best part of this job is talking to people about bringing their businesses to Girard. I think people are finally starting to realize, and I've been pushing the fact that Girard is in the heart of the valley. Route 11, Route 80, 422, a river, and a railroad all run through Girard, which is directly in the middle between Youngstown and Warren. So I think people are starting to realize we have a great location, and we're going to utilize that and market that location. So we've got some great things working on our downtown right now. Other things that we've accomplished here since we last spoke, the ambulance was just getting started running last year when I last spoke to you in November. It's full bloom right now, and the fact that we are generating enough revenue to be break even. And that was our goal, is to provide a better service, which our ambulance response time is 2 to 3 minutes. I would challenge anybody to do better than that. We got great firefighters. They are all paramedics, which is the highest level, and so they can transport anybody. And if you live in Girard, we do a soft billing. So we'll take your insurance information, we'll bill them. Whatever they don't pay for, we will write off. So, and the goal is just to break even, because it costs a lot more to run the ambulance. You have to have a lot of part-timers on board, and we did all the analysis, and it's going to be a wash. And if we make a little bit of money, it'll go right into the safety capital improvements, which will be to upgrade our ambulance and any needs we have in the fire department. Something I want to point out that people need to be aware of. It's a problem I've seen around town is, and we're going to be putting up more no parking signs. I know no one likes to see more signage, but people have to understand there is an ordinance in the city of Girard that you're not allowed to park on the same side of the street as a fire hydrant. Now, we all know that you're not allowed to park within 30 feet of a fire hydrant, but you're really not even allowed to park on the same side of the street as a fire hydrant. So we're going to be posting that on our website, on our Facebook page. We are going to put more signage out there. Our goal is not to go run around passing out parking tickets. Our goal is to maybe have to pass out some parking warning tickets. I'm not looking to nail people. We just want to make sure that they understand that if there's a fire and that fire truck needs to get to that fire hydrant, it's very, very, very important. So we're all about providing the best possible services to our community, and that's part of it. And speaking of the fire hydrants, when we got here 13 months ago, there was not a policy in place for flushing fire hydrants, checking the fire hydrants. We came into office a month after there was a big fire up on Tibbetswick Road where some hydrants weren't functional. So, and Tibbetswick isn't in Girard, but it's Girard Water Service still. Okay, so we service all of Liberty as well. So we have started a program of flushing and maintaining the hydrants all year round. There's a process we go through in conjunction with the water department and the fire department. We just had meetings yesterday to talk about grant money, and we've labeled all of our hydrants. We now have everything on GPS, so or GIS. We've got all of our hydrants. It's all digitized. Our hydrants, our water lines, all that stuff was on paper before we got here. So we've gotten that, and through the help of John Bralich at Youngstown State University. He's a great guy. He helped us with that process. So in doing that, we have identified where the hydrants are that we need to replace as soon as possible. So we're looking for grant money right now. One hydrant costs roughly $7,000 to $8,000 to replace. So it's a very costly project. So we're looking at funding. We're trying to get creative, and we hope to see something happen here within the next 3 to 6 months. CHIP grants have become available. They'll be available starting next month in March. This is for low to moderate income houses that could use some help fixing their house up, whether it's a new roof, gutters, downspouts, whatever's needed, windows, stuff to make you more energy efficient. We share that CHIP grant with the city of Niles, the city of Hubbard, and the city of Cortland. It used to get our own grant money for a CHIP grant. Those days are over. So now we had to go together to apply for the grant, with Niles being the lead city since they're the biggest of the 4 cities. And that was awarded. We've got the notification a few weeks ago. Last week I met with the mayors of all the aforementioned cities, and we know what the plan is, and we know that it's going to be first come, first serve. So if you feel like you are in need, please contact our office at the numbers that'll be on the screen here soon. And just to say them out loud, 330-545-3879 or 330-545-3306, the service director's office. So, but you have to meet criteria of low to moderate income. So just to make sure we understand that. Okay. One other thing I've done recently is I've formed a downtown focus group. You've heard me speak about it before, the fact that I think that the future of Girard is going to be based on marketing our location, taking advantage of the fact that we're in the heart of the valley, getting our downtown up and running, adding parking. I've got people ready to move in, okay, but they have to have adequate parking. So that's a big project that we're working on, trying to find ways, whether we have to build a parking deck. We're kicking all ideas around right now. But Downtown Focus Group will help look at what Columbiana did. So Columbiana's city manager, Lance Willard, did a presentation for me on how he revitalized his downtown and how he filled up empty buildings. It's an amazing presentation. I was absolutely blown away by it. Lance is a really great guy. He spent a couple hours with me, and he's offered to come and do a presentation if I want to put a focus group together. So I have put a focus group together consisting of people from our business community, downtown people, the libraries involved, the schools involved. It's a group of about 7 or 8 or 9 people, and we are going to be
please report to
we're going to be meeting on March 10th, and Lance will be doing his presentation to that focus group on March 10th, and I'm looking for good things to come out of that. And I think there's no reason to recreate the wheel, okay? He's done all the heavy lifting, and he's a very good man and willing to share that with anyone, some of his ideas. So we are going to be working on that here over the next few months. The other big part of our future in Girard is going to be the development of the Girard Lake. And we're waiting to, hopefully this Monday, this taping is happening on Friday, February 21st. And on Monday evening, February 24th, hopefully we'll pass an ordinance where we enter an agreement with the Port Authority, the Western Reserve Port Authority. These folks are the ones that are, all the great happenings in this valley are combined efforts of the Chamber, the Regional Chamber, the Port Authority, Eastgate. They're all work in conjunction with each other, and the Port Authority is the one, though, that really can make things happen as far as bringing new businesses to the valley, and so and helping economic development. So there's some things we want to work on out at the lake, and we're still looking for some additional funding there as far as grants for our infrastructure out there. We're still waiting for the final verdict on how much we have to spend on our earthen dam at the lake. But nonetheless, it is exciting, and future revenue stream for the city of Girard and Girard City Schools as well will come out of there. Some of the things I'm working on here in the future, in the upcoming months, I'll be working on we're working on pricing and stuff right now for a gazebo downtown. That'll be a focal point for our farmers market that we start in the summer. So whether that starts this summer, it'll probably start this summer. We're actually going to start it in the spring in our city gym. So I think we're looking at starting something next month in our city gym. You can't compete with all the farmers markets and the flea and all that kind of stuff that's out there right now. So you got to look at doing something on a weekday. And I think we're looking at a Wednesday evening, stuff like that, to kick things off, and then we'll see how it goes, and we'll get things started for the summer. But that piece of property where that little Christmas tree was up there for the last 2 or 3 years in the middle of downtown between Klein and Main Street on North State. That's where we're looking to put in a gazebo and a message board. So the pricing came in. I got a little sticker shock after looking at the pricing, quite frankly. So, but we're looking at moving forward and seeing, if we can't work some better pricing. We're going to be putting stuff out to bid with regard to that to see how it comes back. And we're also put out for bid an ice skating rink. So I've done some research on that. There's some synthetic ice that's some really, there's some stuff that's synthetic that's not so great. And then there's some synthetic stuff that's made in Switzerland that's really, really neat stuff, but it's very expensive. So we did have a good year financially, and so we're hoping to get some bids in, and I've met with the auditor. We won't be able to afford doing the gazebo and message center and the ice skating rink all in the same year. So one will be this year, one will be next year. We'll just have to see how the prices come in, and we'll go from there. But it's exciting nonetheless to think. I'm just trying to create ways for and ideas. And anybody has ideas, I'm the most open-minded guy you'll find. Shoot them to me. Send me an email. My email address is up there, mzupo@cityofgirardoh.gov. I listen to everybody, even people I know are going to call me to complain. I still listen to them. I think everybody's do that from their public servants. But we're open to all suggestions. Okay. A couple suggestions that have come to me recently are a dog park and a skate park. Skateboard type of park. We are going to look at doing that. I actually have working with the schools. The schools have their summer programs that they run, and so they're looking for some ideas on projects for some of the middle school and high school kids to work on. So project that I came up with for them was to develop a plan for a skate park and or a dog park. So I'm looking for something to come out of that this summer. By midsummer, we should have some ideas from them that we'll take a look at. And that'll be exciting. I know a lot of people would love to see a dog park. And I know there's a lot of kids that don't play football, basketball, baseball, soccer, that are into different sports, like, the X Games type of stuff. And so skateboarding and that type of thing is really big. And if we can do that in Girard, we're certainly gonna explore it. We'll see if it's cost prohibitive or not. But that's a big project that we're working on in the future as well. So with that said, my final thoughts today are the fact that I think we have a great foundation that we've built now in the year that I've been here. We have policies in place that weren't in place before. We've cut down on our delinquent water bills immensely. People know they have to pay their water bills now. That wasn't necessarily the case before. So we have an ambulance service in place. I am still searching very hard for a grocery store. Got a couple other things I'm exploring right now. I can't talk about them, but let's just say that I'm trying to fill up the Rite Aid store with something. Talking to some people in the medical world, talking to some people in the grocery world, combination, dental world. Okay, that's about as specific as I can get, but a lot of great things going on there. We're pulling the business community together. I think the business community in town is excited to see more business come to town. My goal is to increase the traffic coming into Girard. If we can increase the traffic coming into Girard, more businesses will pop up on 422, and the businesses that are already in Girard will begin to flourish. And that's my promise to the business community in Girard, is to do whatever it takes to help their businesses flourish. With that said, I think that's all I've got for this time on the Girard City Podcast. Thanks for your time.